Hey everybody, welcome to Living My Best Life in Ghana.
How y'all doing?
I'm Future and my husband Power. And we want to do a part 3 on the series of videos of how black folks need to be dealing with the atmosphere that's behind the pandemic of the coronavirus. So we want to let you know we're in Ghana, and we originally were supposed to be here up until April, the 1st of April, but now we are here indefinitely, so which is fine. I mean, we live here anyway, and thank goodness that we've been lining ourselves up for years now to be here, to be in Ghana. We know our way around. We have vehicles, and we're actually starting some businesses. We have land as well, and so we're paving the way for many to come because we know that we are innovators and we want to bring our legacy back home to the land of our ancestors. So make sure you subscribe to our channel and watch all of our videos. We're trying to get our subscribers up to 1,000 so we can do some live on location at different spots and really give you a good look of the raw feel of Africa from perspective of people that's from where you from and abroad, from the U.S. We're from Memphis, Tennessee, and Orange Mound. I'm an Orange Mound veteran, and also my husband's from around. We're from South Memphis, and we love where we're from, but we love even more the land of our ancestors. So let's go ahead with it. Where you want to start this?
Just tips, some tips from for being safe around this time. There's a lot of things that I see that people don't know or they've taken for granted, and the situations they're putting themselves in. You have to know how to protect yourself. So first and foremost, I want to just a few things that people should know. What makes a government or a federal agency declare martial law is the non-adherence to what their initial guidelines are. Compliance. And what I mean by compliance is, so if they're telling you to lock in place at a certain hour, and you go out and you venture out after that hour, they can lock you up, take you straight to jail. So if enough people start to do that, herein lies comes the martial law, the police state, the whole nine, the National Guard, and things of that nature. So with America being in the situation that it is right now, that phase is already gone. That phase is already passed by.
And it is some people that's already have curfews and
right,
stuff.
They have curfews. I
found
know.
out my cousin lives near San Francisco, and they're on curfew there 10 p.m. up until 5 a.m. And then there's more places that's on curfew. Is New York or something?
Virginia, I just heard Virginia and Maryland. I heard it was imposing a curfew, and New York has a curfew. New Jersey, I think, has a curfew as well. I don't know if it's in effect for Georgia or some parts of Georgia. I don't know, but it's real and it's happening. Then realize stuff, people, that these things happen in stages. They don't just all happen at once. Excuse me. They don't all happen at once. They happen in stages. So, at some stage, you won't be able to get money out the banks because people start making rushes on banks. You won't be able to get food out of stores. We already seeing that, and the situation with the food and stores. You had certain days. I've been saying this for the longest, but not to reiterate on things that I've been saying, but it's a reality now, and you have to behave and move like it's a reality now as well. You can't be around like, I'm not studying them folks, man. Them folks ain't gonna do it. It's all ready happening. It's already going down around you. So I got just a few tips for my people all around, whoever sees us, that could use these tips, implement the tips. And one thing about it is, like I was telling my wife earlier, I feel kind of conflicted during this time, very much conflicted during this time, because I still have loved ones that I care about, that I feel very much responsible for. And I'm not there, but the ancestors and the Creator put us here for a reason. I'm not understanding it right now fully, but I do have a grasp of, because I have the nucleus of my family here with me, my wife, and 2 of my grandchildren here as well. So however that is supposed to work out in the universe, I just got to let it flow. I got to step out the way and let that flow and let that be how it is. So that is why we're intent on putting out this series of videos, to help our people the best way we can. So it's not in no particular order, so you can always play the video back and get tip here and there, because I just was writing them down as it was coming to my mind, and to be others as this thing plays out. You know, you might wake up tomorrow and they tell you the virus is gone. But once again, before I even start the list, let me say this. At this point, the sickness is not really what the problem is in certain instances. What I mean by that is that we're talking about, I don't know what the toll is as of right now today, but last I heard it was about 100 or more deaths from the coronavirus in the United States. So you seeing all of this mass armament and movement of labor and resources and shutting down of the stock market for 100 deaths, 100 plus deaths, it don't add up. Don't let this be rocket science in y'all mind. Please, let's not let this be rocket science in your mind. We can see if you was in a situation like what China has and what Italy is having right now. And they're progressively hitting you with propaganda as it goes. Well, if this, in the worst case scenario, this, in the worst case scenario, that,
Yeah,
in the
talking
worst case
about
scenario,
it's gonna
this.
be hundreds of thousands of people affected by coronavirus. That's all scare tactics, so that they can usher in everything. If everybody participate in this like they want them to, the world we know it, the U.S. as we know it, will not exist anymore.
It's over.
It's over with. If the young people don't comply as far as partying and bullsh, you know what I'm saying, and playing games and not taking this serious, you will make it worse for everybody, because we really need to be putting our heads together as people and create scenarios that we can have options just in case. For instance, I talked to y'all before about your family and stuff, about people coming together, and if they relinquish the phone service and contact where you can't contact anybody, everybody needs to have a place of meeting up in somebody's houses where everybody is together, so you can protect one another. Because don't think you got, when you watch like shows like The Walking Dead and all of that stuff, and when you see civil unrest and chaos like what is going on right now, then that's when all your types of militias come out, and hate groups and all kinds of stuff. People be trying to post up and scare tactics and scare people. That's why you need to be together, so nobody can be caught single-handedly, and we can protect one another and protect to the highest level.
Yeah, she's telling the truth. And one of my qualifying reasons for being able to even speak on this type of information is that I was in a martial arts situation at one time in the 90s. I was in California. I lived in California for many, many years. And I was there during the riots and the lockdown, and seeing how society just dissipates. I mean, it was like this. I was in barber school. I mean, I came out the door when they read the verdict. We walked outside. I never forget me and
This
little
the
brother.
Rodney King verdict?
Yeah, the Rodney King verdict. And we walked outside. I went to ABC Barber School in Los Angeles, California. I was at 54th and Vernon at the time. And it just, the whole neighborhood, it was just like a wave. It just went crazy. I mean, this is off a verdict from a trial. that had everybody heated. So just imagine that times 10 how this is now. This manufacturing situation is, and them people. Let me tell you something. Them people came in with them. With they had tanks in them Los Angeles City streets. Them Korean grocery store owners and store owners was barricading themselves in their buildings and was popping people coming down the streets. That's the stuff that they didn't show people on television. But those of us that was there on the ground, we saw that stuff happening. We saw Los Angeles burning. And you think it won't happen in your city with this situation right here? This is the 0 hour. This when it starts. But we talking about as this progresses. Because they already setting the footwork. They saying months on end, and then I think we heard some report they talking about 18 months.
They talking about 18 months.
Come on, man. You had 18 months. You had 2 or 3 flu seasons if it's really about a virus or a flu.
Yeah.
You coming up on the summer. People don't really catch the flu or anything like that in our environment in the summertime. That's why it's so hard for it to get a hold of contact here on the continent because of the climate.
And there are no cases, no cases of any Africans or Ghanaians having the virus that's factual. The only thing that the coronavirus, the cases that we had was actually a Norwegian and somebody from Turkey. And then it was some 4 more people came in. They were all from foreign countries.
Foreigners. We right here. We're not making up no information.
No.
We right here. When you hear about an African country,
when they say it's
look
spreading,
for the demographics and see who it came from. Look they just turned around today. The news today in Ghana. I think it was on Peace FM on the television. They turned around a flight that came in today. They turned around 30 people that were suspected to have the virus because of the travel ban as well for coming here.
Yes,
it was 24 Chinese people on the plane.
How they get
Where
here?
did they come from?
Where they come from?
How did they get here?
China is closed down.
Exactly.
And the border's closed down. Where are these Chinese coming from?
It was 24 Chinese, 2 Australians, 2 Italians, a Nigerian, and Nigerian was somebody in the business sector that was working in China. They came back with the virus. They turned them around, they refueled the plane, turned them around, and sent them on their way. So my applause in the sense of the travel restrictions.
Because they're not playing.
Because they're not playing, and you can't, because one thing for sure is China has a marker here in Africa, and they got a marker in the United States. The marker is fresh. Follow me. The marker is fresh here in Africa, meaning they just started, in the past 20 years or so to come and start sprinkling this money all around Africa, buying up everything, gaining influence. Mm-hmm. So how you going to gain influence or how would you exert your own willpower when someone has influence over your very being, your every facet of everyday life, from your government to your finances to everything? So it makes you hard to tell that person no. That's how these flights are coming in here.
And it's also, let me say this, baby, they're also reprimanding or enforcing the law. You have to obey the laws here as well. In Ghana, if you are here, you obey the laws. When they say it's a ban, it's a ban. If they say wash your hands, wash your hands. It's a foreigner went into a store. This video that's floating around, and if I can get the link, I will post it down below in the description box. But she said she not washing her hands, and she didn't wash her hands. She went straight in the store and started touching items on the shelves and stuff, and the security came and they pulled her up out that store. And she thought because she was used to her card working for her wherever she is on the planet, because white supremacy has always been an outlet for them. She thought that she was going to be able to come into a Ghanaian store and do that, and they was not playing. The law says wash your hands before you enter the store. They have stations set up, sanitizers set up. I don't even know if they have that in the U.S. I haven't heard anybody say so, but every major store that you go in, even some smaller stores, they have hand washing stations, and they mean business.
And sanitize after you wash your hands.
If you don't do it, they are not allowing you in the store. They're not.